Hey everybody, it's Nick here, Berkeley Life. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to give you an update on where we are with the bus, where we are as a family, and kind of what our channel wants to look like going forward. So as a lot of you know, and I feel like I've said on here before, I left my last job in December of 22. I was a police officer in a pretty rough city for 9 years. And so as a result of that, we decided to sell our house and start on a bus conversion. We have a series on purchasing the bus, flying down to Houston, and driving up to the Northeast, and then starting on this conversion. And we've been working on those build vlogs ever since. So I'm happy to say that we are on track to finish, hopefully in the next 6 weeks or so. We want to be on the road by around June. That's kind of what our deadline is, I think, for us, like what we want to get on the road. With that being said, I know our social media presence and our YouTube videos have been a little slacking. We don't really want to hold the standard of skipping a couple weeks and not communicating with you guys about what we're doing or where we're at in our lives, where we're at in our build and our journeys and our projects. And I kind of want to go into some of what we want to do when we get on the road here today. So a couple of the reasons we were behind the last 2 weeks was, one, life gets kind of messy. Like, things happen and you got to take care of them, you know. One of the things that we had to deal with was Bradley, our youngest, has really bad asthma, and he ended up in the hospital for a couple days. We thank everybody for their prayers for that and for the support we get every time that happens, because unfortunately it's not the first time Brad's had that. So we were lucky that we were able to get him in and it wasn't a super serious thing. But that's one of the things that we had to deal with, along with some other personal items that we just had to, you know, overcome. The other thing was, as you can see, I've got some of the walls in, or all the walls in, and the roof in. Spray foam. Spray foam was kind of difficult to get somebody to do it. We originally had planned for someone to do it. He was the second company that we were able to get a hold of. He was the first person that seemed professional, and then just some time scheduling things, and we had to find another company, and ended up getting that done like a week and some change ago, like last Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it was. And then Thursday we started cranking on the walls and the roof, and I just worked every day to get that done. We wanted to get to a place of progress. I feel like it's starting to look like what we want it to look like. I have a lot of work to do in the next 6 weeks. I've got to make a door and hang it. That's probably the next thing I'm going to do. I've got to replace the rear calipers because driving it to the spray foam shop and back, they gave out. So I'm glad they gave out now before we got on the road, but it's just another thing we got to deal with. We already did the front calipers and all the front brakes, but the back ones we're gonna have to replace now. I gotta put all the trim in around all the edges. I gotta do some routing. I've gotta install our bathroom back here, our vent tubes going through that foam back there, and then that's gonna all get closed up. Got to close up that last panel over there. I've got to build the whole bus. I've got to put our solar on the roof, and I've got to wire up all the outlets to the power. And then flooring and painting and all that stuff. So the next 6 weeks are gonna be really busy. As far as content goes, it's going to be mostly build vlogs. We have some ideas for some live streams that we're going to be putting together. So be sure to look forward to that in the YouTube community page, on Instagram. On the topic of content going forward, we plan on making things more cohesive. I know that for some of our audience it can be confusing how we've got like Bake with Mom, and we've got like a Bougie Yo coffee shop reviews, and we've got some build vlogs, and some of those videos are more creative than others, and they're presented in different ways, and it's just kind of experimenting and trying to lay the roots for like what we're gonna do going forward. Get some experience making videos and putting them out, but we want to make things more cohesive in the future. We want to turn Bake with Mom into experiencing the communities we travel through and exposing our children to different types of food and different ways of making food, and we want to embrace like what the cultures are that we go through. And though American culture is American culture, communities have different foods and different ways of making things, and they have different places they buy their food. So we want to turn Bake with Mom into exploring local markets and exploring local recipes and getting recipes from you all, and like requesting recipes from you all and making those and exploring that kind of stuff. And we want to do that all from wherever we are in our home on wheels. So that's kind of Bake with Mom. We want to explore the communities we're in. We really want to show people for people. We don't want the content to be just about the bus or the van life or the bus life. I don't feel like the channel will survive if that's the content that we're putting out, if that's the only content we put out. If we only put out content that's related to our bus, one day I'll exhaust the build vlog. One day I'll exhaust the getting on someone else's bus and seeing what they're doing. And one day I'll exhaust we're in a gas station parking lot or a Walmart parking lot, or we're in this amazing view. Like, there's definitely a niche there to be had, but I feel like that's not where we're gonna niche. I feel like we're gonna niche there a little bit with the travel vlogs and the people we meet and some of the different schoolies and buses that and vans that we come across. But we want this channel to be more broad than that. We want to bring the cultures of the people that we meet. We want to bring the lifestyles of the people we meet, and we want to bring the storytelling of the people we meet and the things we do and the places we go. I feel like if we can do that, that we'll be able to bring you guys content for a long time, you know? Whoa. You know, we want people to be able to see people and communities through the eyes of travelers. I don't know whether that content's going to be popular or not. I really hope it is. I really hope that Berkeley will slowly become less the identity of the channel and more the engine that drives us and propels us to tell those stories. So yeah, to kind of sum up all that rambling, we're still here. We're still building Berkeley. We are still working on building content. We're building the bus, and we want to grow and develop this channel into that, a storytelling channel where people are people. So if you want to support us and follow our adventures and hear those stories and see how this channel develops and become a part of our amazing growing community, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow on Instagram, follow on Twitter, and check out some of our other videos. Thank you for all the support and love that you guys give us, that all our friends and family give us in this community. It really means the world to us. Thank you for following us, even though we missed out the last couple weeks. So until next time, be kind to somebody, show them you love them. You never know what it's going to mean, and I'll see you in the next video.